Is your current role as it is going to be relevant in the next 10 years? Yes? No? Not sure? Let's talk. What was your sincere answer to that question? Yes? No? Haven't thought about it? The truth is, you need cash to invest. Your income, your steady source of income needs to be able to fund you today and fund you into the future. So if your job is going to be irrelevant in the next 10 years, then you need to be thinking about it and you need to be strategically repositioning yourself. So today I'll be talking about the jobs of the future. Now, the first job that is quite obvious in the next 10, 15, 20 years is data, anything around data science, any roles around managing big data. Why is that important? The United Nations expects that the world population will grow by another 2 billion in the next 50 to 100 years. What that means is that people are going to be born, plenty of people. And a lot of those people are going to be born in the internet generation. They are going to be in the internet generation and whatever comes from now. And what that means is that there's going to be so much data available because everybody's going to be on the cloud. Even 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds are on Zoom these days, right? So there's going to be a lot of data. Now, the skills around data science, the skills around converting data to money, the skills around managing data, saving data, everything around data, right? How to convert data to any form, right, is going to be relevant in the future. So if you are somewhere in the area, meaning like you are a public health person, add some data to it, add some part of the data science world, right, to it, or the data analytics world to it. Have those skills. You need to have those skills, right? So that's one. Anything that has to do with data is definitely going to be a skill for the future. Now, on the back of the expected growth in world population, there's something that everybody is going to have to do. We all have to eat, right? And then there's also the concern around food scarcity and number of malnourished people on earth and blah, 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 right? So as we go along, anyone that has any ingenious ideas on how to make one plot of land produce 5,000 things is going to blow. Yeah. So anything around food technology and the value chain around it, position yourself. If you are in that space, right, and you know the agriculture, add the tech, add the research, add something. But food technology in any way, shape, or form is going to be relevant in the future. Another job for the future that is quite obvious is public health. A lot of governments are going to move from fixing problems or health issues to preventing them. Now, that's where public health comes in, preventive medicine in every way, shape, or form, right? Preventing pandemics, preventing all sorts, right? So if you are already in the healthcare space, right, and you feel like medical practice is getting too crowded for whatever reason, or is too intense for you, public health looks like a good game. Add some data science to it. Just add data to it, the ability to manage, collate, create, convert data to your public health and to your medicine, and just position yourself. The world is waiting for you. Now, something else which is quite interesting and which will always be relevant is actually sales. With the trend around technology, the use of the internet, how everyone is on the internet, how the world population is growing, and there's going to be a lot of big data and a lot of people, there's so many options. The ability to sell online becomes a huge skill. Recognize that even if you have like a renewable energy solution that is the best in the world, if you're not able to sell, if you're not able to tell the person that needs your product that this is the product for them, then what's the point of producing whatever it is? So the ability to sell digitally is a huge skill for the future, right? So everything around digital marketing, everything about digital sales, copywriting, design, all those things, that whole space around digital marketing and everything around that technology, there are opportunities there for the future. This is the last one. I'm going to stop here because there's so many. But you get the idea. The last one is cybersecurity. Guys, if everybody's going to be on the internet, if you're going to make all your payments online, right? If you are going to store your office data online, there's always need for cybersecurity. And things will keep changing. The bugs will keep changing. Everything will just keep changing, right? The hackers will keep tweaking their methods, and so there would always be need for cybersecurity. If you're within that space already, up your game, stay relevant, because it's a job of the future. If you're not within that space and you have a flair for it, and your current role is not clearly in line with the future, then you can make that switch. It's not too hard. And the good thing is that the internet is available for everyone. You can learn anything, you can take a course. Yeah. So in summary, I didn't necessarily exhaust the list. There's so many. There's so many jobs of the future. But the idea is for you to check where you are and see if the path you are on is taking you to the kind of money you want to have in the future, right? Because we expect that these jobs would probably begin to become the highest paying jobs, right? Because there'll be necessary skills at that time. So position yourself for that boom. But in summary, the truth about it is that I strongly believe that every role will have to add tech to it. So think about it. If you were a web developer 7 years ago and all you did was create websites for people, you'll agree with me that creating websites is now not a big deal. Anyone can create websites now. What we now need is someone to design the websites, right? So a user experience person needs to come in. But if it's for me to create my website, I can do that myself. So a lot of those skills are becoming ingrained and democratized, such that you are not special if all you can do is create websites. You have to add something to it. And that's the same thing for every field right now. You want to do accounting, you might have to do some data analysis to add to it to stay relevant, or you might have to do some sales, right? Some digital sales. And if you are a marketer, right, you might have to do some digital sales to add to that or whatever, right? But every role that you are in right now, if you cannot see how to add technology to it, you are probably going to go extinct. That is what I'm saying. You are probably going to go extinct. Take it from me. Trust this was useful, and do not forget that you can't outsource your health and your finances. You have to engage. You have to be intentional about sourcing your funds to invest, about building your future wealth. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye.